I was invited by Laura Hinson to be a part of this project because I'm one of her TAs at American University. COVID has impacted me in my studies mostly. All of my classes went online, and so I spend most of my time in DC working on finishing up the semester online, and I've been doing a lot of editing. I've had a lot of films to finish up, and so that has been pretty normal. Just most of my time is spent in my apartment. I kind of treat my apartment like a 9-to-5 office, so I wake up every day and sit at my desk and just pretend that's my work day. So the thing that's really kept me going through this crisis is my schoolwork and my dedication to do well in grad school. And I feel through all the craziness, my schoolwork and the quality of my work is one of the few things in my control right now. And if I don't have anything else going, at least I can be producing really good work. And so when I feel sad or down or lonely, I just try and channel that energy into my work. It's not always easy. The other thing that's kept me going is walking through my neighborhood. It's been fun to explore the neighborhood a little bit more, but I'll have to admit I am getting a little tired of going on the same walks, so I've been trying to change it up here and there. I also really like to bike ride and like to work out. I'm grateful I have a little yard where I can do some working out in, and some really nice bike paths. So working out, doing schoolwork keeps me going. Also being able to Facetime with my friends and my family, that's been really helpful. What do I hope we learn from this crisis? I feel like this crisis is really bringing to light the disparity, the economic disparity between people across the world, but in particular, I feel it the most in the United States. I think it brings to light a lot of the dysfunctionality of the United States and how weak our healthcare system is, how unprepared we are to act, and how, yes, mentally the world and this country can say we're all in it together, but when people's situations are so drastically different, some person can self-isolate at a giant ranch in Montana while other people live with, say, 6 of their family members in a tiny apartment in New York City. And those two situations are going to be extremely different. Also, just the types of jobs and the types of people that can work from home, and the types of jobs and types of people that can't work from home because those aren't the jobs that they have. So I hope it brings to light the need for universal health care and the need to support people who are less fortunate than others in this country, and that politicians can speak as much as they want that the United States is the best country in the world, but when you look at what's happening here and how people's children are dying because they can't isolate from them, that's a real problem when you're claiming that this country has the best healthcare system in the world and is the best country in the world. That's not something that you can claim. So I really hope that this brings to light the need for universal healthcare and then the drastic disparity that exists in this country between the rich and the poor. And I also, one last thing, I think it's really important that we start to look at wildlife trade and wet markets and try and stop a pandemic like this from happening again. And I think there's a lot of good pressure that's been putting on different governments to stop wet markets. And I think that it's not just for wildlife at this point, it's also for the huge economic problems that this has created. And so it's not just to conserve wildlife, it's also to conserve humans and our economy.